engineer. In the middle, Peggy Whitson, the commander, and on the right, Yuri Malenchenko, flight engineer number 1.
Two veterans of long-duration missions make up the core of the International Space Station's Expedition 16 crew, and each of them is in a new role for this 6-month tour of duty on orbit. NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson, the first woman to command the station, was born in Mount Ayr, Iowa, and grew up on a farm in nearby Beaconsfield.
It's a very rural area. I saw a lot more hogs growing up than I saw people. The closest town had only 32 people living in it. So my high school was consolidated for the whole county. We had around 300 students in my high school.
For this farmer's daughter, the seed of inspiration for her career in space was planted 9 years before she finished high school.
Well, I was inspired by the men who walked on the moon. It really was my inspiration, I think, as a kid of 9 years old. I know I'm dating myself, but I thought, what a cool job. It really didn't become a reality to me, I think, to become a goal until I graduated from high school, which was coincidentally the same year they picked the first set of female astronauts. So I think that was when I decided I wanted to become an astronaut.
Whitson earned a bachelor's degree in biology and chemistry at Iowa Wesleyan College, then came to Houston, where she earned her doctorate in biochemistry at Rice University. A year later, she started working at NASA as a researcher in biochemistry, then served as the project scientist in the early stages of the Shuttle Mir program, before she was picked for the astronaut corps in 1996. Whitson's first trip to space was in 2002, when she was a flight engineer on Expedition 5. She performed one Russian spacewalk on that 185-day-long mission and was named the first NASA ISS science officer. Now she's the first woman given the responsibility of commanding the station.
Is there any special pressure from being the first woman to command the station?
Well, I hope not. I think it's special that I get the opportunity to play that role. But I think it's also special to have an opportunity to demonstrate how many other women also work at NASA. So I'd like to be able to do that as well.
The man who commanded Expedition 7 returns to the station in the role of flight engineer. Yuri Malenchenko, a colonel in Russia's Air Force, was born and raised in the central Ukrainian town of Sverdlovsk.
It is a beautiful town built on the bank of the Kremenchuk water reservoir. There are beautiful pine forests growing right on the banks of the river. People are wonderful.
Malenchenko left there to study mathematics in college, but after 1 year he changed his major and his college. 5 years of study at the Military Aviation Institute in Kharkov left him ready to join Russia's Air Force.
It was exciting, very interesting work. I felt great. There were very good prospects. We were flying many flights in different parts of the country. And it was very interesting.
But just 4 years into his Air Force career, Malenchenko was assigned to the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center. On his first spaceflight in 1994, he commanded the Mir 16 crew, conducted 2 spacewalks, and performed the first ever manual docking of a Progress supply ship after the automatic system failed. He made 1 spacewalk on the shuttle flight that outfitted the International Space Station's newly arrived Zvezda module in 2000, and served as commander of Expedition 7 in 2003, the first 2-man crew to the station following the loss of Columbia.
I think the future of the humankind will be closely related to space. So from the point of understanding the future prospects of this profession, it's very interesting as well.
The third member of this expedition is astronaut Dan Tani, a Pennsylvania native who grew up in the Chicago suburb of Lombard, Illinois.
it seems, probably to every teenager where they grew up, seems boring, or, you know, like someplace they can't wait to leave. I mean, my family's still there. I love going back and visit. I think it has, I now appreciate everything that it had to offer that I did not appreciate as a teenager.
Even before he was a teenager, though, Tani had been struck by the space bug.
Ever since I've known what an astronaut is, I've thought, that is fantastic. I would love to do that. Now, when I was younger, I never thought it was a possibility. It's a dream job. It's like playing in the World Series or being a movie star. It's something that I never thought of as a goal.
He left Lombard for the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where he earned a bachelor's in mechanical engineering, then went to work in California as a design engineer in the Space and Communications Group of Hughes Aircraft. He returned to MIT for a master's degree in mechanical engineering, then joined Orbital Sciences Corporation in Virginia. As mission operations lead for the transfer orbit stage, Tani worked with Mission Control in Houston during shuttle mission STS-51, and later served as the company's launch operations manager for the Pegasus program. Tani was selected as an astronaut in 1996 and made his first spacewalk on a station assembly mission in 2001.
I think we will eventually, many, many years from now, have to live someplace else. The world has a finite amount of resources, and we will, if we are a growing people, have to expand our boundaries. So I feel like I'm participating in a very small part of that development, of that, figuring out how we do that.